Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Juniper Vale. There's so many things I want to read on, and I cannot think of one topic to start with. I have a few decks out that I'll work with today, see what comes up for me. It is Friday the 13th, so March 13th, 2026. It's 7:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, I have my little Victorian Phantasmagora set out for Friday the 13th. So I like to use this hopefully today for this video. I might make multiple videos. I don't know. Because I like it when the videos are a little bit shorter, which I think is probably people will agree with, but we'll see. Um, and I want to make sure that I don't have any issues with YouTube, so I'm trying to um, stick to keywords for certain people and things and places and whatnot. Um, so the current occupant in the White House, I'll probably call him Tatorhead due to the incident with the mashed potatoes. Um, I'll probably be calling. I'll still stick to E files. What else? The second in command of the current occupant. I'll call him Junior Varsity. I didn't come up with that name. Um, and then there's Blondie Barbie, which I think who we know who that is. If we're talking about a specific ranch, I'll just call it the ranch. And if we talk about a certain Secretary of Defense, I will call him Keg's Breath. And I think for the most part, we all know who those are. I'll come up with other nicknames for things along the way. Hopefully, I won't forget. But yeah. So I think what I would like to pull on right now is I want to see if Trump has plans for Greenland because I already broke my own rule. I want to see if Tatorhead has plans for Greenland because in my opinion he is a bully. He is a bully who was probably pretty much outmatched by Iran. And so what do bullies do? They retreat, and they go back to whoever else they felt like they could bully. So, in my opinion, he's probably going to go back and bother Greenland because that's what he does. He's not going to admit any type of defeat or anything when it comes to Iran, but he wasn't expecting, I'm sure, the comeback that they have. It's bad enough that the country I live in basically unalived a bunch of schoolgirls. I mean, that's horrible enough as it is, amongst other things that are probably happening that we won't find out until later. So it's not a good time to be an American right now. Um, so I'm gonna read on that. I feel like other things may come up along the way. The FBI files that were stolen from the FBI office that have to do with the e-files. Um, that's interesting. That happened in New York City in 2023, I believe. I'd like to know a little bit more about what's happening with that. Um, so I think we'll focus on those two areas. Might be one video, might be two. We'll see. I have my yes or no cards in case I need them. Let me put them over here. My Phantasmagoria cards. to celebrate Friday the 13th. I don't feel, to me, Friday the 13th isn't a bad day. I love Fridays. Fridays are great. And 1 and 3 are my favorite numbers. So for me, no problem. No problem. All right. So first thing I'm going to ask is, oh, I also got a nice little piece of selenite today. I realized I didn't have any selenite, I don't believe. So that was cool. And there's also this is also a piece of selenite that they had there, which I thought was really neat. I'd never seen it like this before. I don't know if it's just like raw selenite or I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's pretty cool. So I got that. All right. Let's get to Tatorhead and Iran and um, Greenland. So, what is Tatorhead's plans now coming up for Greenland? That's what I'm going to ask. Tatorhead's plans for Greenland. Man, these cards are so nice to shuffle. Uh, in case you want easy to shuffle cards, these are easy to shuffle cards. Again, these are by Eric Mill. They are the Endless Tarot. Highly recommend. I am going to do a little spread. We'll do 5-card spread. I really like to use these cards as a little landscape. They just look fantastic like that, and they tell nice stories. So that's what I'm going to do. And we have a little guidebook in case I want a little bit more information for them when they're sitting out in like that landscape mode. So, Trump, what are his plans for Greenland? 10 of Cups, Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, Cup Swords, Cup Swords, oh boy, and 7 of Pentacles. All right, so what does this say to me? I'm also currently taking Trevor. I don't know if you know Trevor's tarot. Scrying out loud. He does. I did his first tarot reading class, so now I'm doing his advanced class. So you may see me kind of thinking things through a little bit out loud, just to, help myself practice, especially with certain things that he teaches. So what do we know is here? There are no major arcana. There are, though, 2 cups, 2 swords. So there's a lot to do with emotions, intuition, a lot to do with difficult situations. And then there's a little area here that could be talking about money in the end. Tens are about completion. So there's something coming up. This may be Trump's decision to be like, I'm done with Iran, even though he's not really done with Iran. Oh, I did it again. Tatorhead. He's not really done with Iran, but I don't know. Ace of Swords, aces are like beginnings, right? So this to me says a beginning of a difficult situation. But we have the Queen of Cups and we have the Queen of Swords. Queens are very strong. They have the feminine qualities of leadership, of nurturing. They're not easily intimidated. They have wisdom. But we have 2 of them. We have 1 for cups, 1 for swords. The Queen of Swords is highly intelligent. The Queen of Swords is highly intuitive. Queen of Cups is highly intuitive. I wonder if these stand for specific people or if this stands for the 2 countries. Is one maybe the Queen of Swords? Because to me, usually I would say the Queen of Swords is the United States because they are ready to fight. But then at the same time, it kind of looks like maybe this is somebody who's strong and on the defense, who could be Greenland. Cups are about their water energy, intuition, unconscious mind, social relationships, emotions. They can point to a solution. So let me think this through. Sevens are soul searching, right? They are like the 7 days of the week, the seven heavens. So they have that mystical number associated with them. They talk about rebirth, um, spiritual resources. You could also be, if it's a person, you could be saying that you're alone too much, so you need to socialize. Pentacles, money, career, protection, physical capabilities, finances. So, I mean, I think in essence, when the pentacles come up, when we're talking about Tatorhead, he wants to get some type of money out of Greenland, whether that has to do with natural resources or just annoying them to no end, which is another thing that bullies do, right? Steal your lunch money. Um, I'm not sure, but I feel like that's his end game. How am I going to make money off of this? That's usually his end game. This is the beginning of a difficult situation. The Ace of Swords, right? An ace could be opportunity, but it could also be, since it's dealing with the swords, to me, that doesn't always say that it's a good type of opportunity. It may not be opportunity for Greenland. Um, but I think it's just another opportunity that Tatorhead feels like he can make money. He can go and bully somebody. This is his opportunity. Go and bully. That's what he's going to do. I think the Queen of Swords is pretty much just saying that he's ready to bully somebody. That's how I see that. Not intimidated, or like he's either going to say he's not intimidated by Greenland, or this is Greenland standing up and saying we're not intimidated by you, which kind of makes me feel like that's more like Greenland saying, listen, we're not intimidated by you. But he wants money. um Queen of Cups is interesting. I'm trying to figure out how that fits in, because when I see Queen of Cups, I don't think of the Tatorhead administration in any way. It doesn't strike me as that. So I kind of feel like, I don't see any kindness or compassion coming out of the Tatorhead administration. So I'm not exactly sure where this fits in. What's interesting is that there's, the water because it's a cups. But she's also like, I don't know if you would consider this a mermaid, right? Because it's the tail is very different, but then, I may be thinking of Disney mermaids. Um, she's putting fish into the water, but she kind of looks like a snake, right? So maybe that is kind of coming to me more like the United States, just because of the picture. Like, this is the snake that's coming in. Maybe the snake is offering fish. Maybe the snake is saying, hey, we're going to give you X, Y, and Z, because the snake is looking for some way to make money. Maybe he's going to come at Greenland less, in a bombastic way, and more in he's like, I think he's going to hide. He is going to act like he's going to be kind. The first way didn't work. The bullying way didn't work. So now he's going to be like, "Hey, Greenland, what's up? Look at all these fish I can give you." Greenland's not stupid. Greenland's like, "Eesh, you better back off." Greenland is ready to fight. They're not dumb, right? They're wise. Tatorhead is looking for money some way from Greenland. So is he going to achieve that? I don't know. I can't tell that from the reading. But this Ten of Cups stands out because the Ten of Cups is like happy families. You have this rainbow. I think this is the plan. The plan is we're going to come in happy families. We're going to come in and say, "Hey, what's going on, Greenland? Look at all the stuff we have for you. I'll be your best friend if you do this." But deep down inside, he's ready. This is a fight. He's ready to just be a jerk again and bully. Greenland's, of course, not stupid. They're like, yeah, okay, whatever, sure. They're ready to fight. And this is what Tatorhead he just wants more money. He's waiting for that money. He's trying to get money. So that's what he thinks he's going to get. So that's what these cards are saying to me. Let me look at, so let me pull some, I'm not sure how these cards will fit in. So let's see. All right, let's play a little experiment. How are these Phantasmagoria, Victorian Phantasmagoria cards? How are they going to fit in? So what I'm going to say is, in regards to this reading, let's see, what will be the outcome? What will be the outcome of Tatorhead going after Greenland with this snake in the grass plan? I'm going to pull two cards. I get zombie and I get vampire. So I have to look these up a little bit just to see what it says. Zombie talks about disconnection, apathy, showing no no emotion. And vampire talks about uncontrollable passion, draining. So the outcome, there's a disconnection. Greenland is going to be like, not interested. Leave us alone. We have no desire to work with you. Tatorhead is going to be draining. He's going to be annoying. He's going to be uncontrollable. He's going to be, and I think that just goes with his continuing decline, entertainment purposes only, in his mental state. This is not a vampire like I don't know. This is not a handsome vampire with the charisma. Trump, he has that odd charisma to him that makes people like him, but he's deteriorating. He was a charismatic vampire, but he's no longer. He's losing that because of his mental faculties. He's losing his mental faculties. He's being draining. He's annoying. He's going to keep bullying people. Eventually, he'll probably turn into a zombie. But Greenland's going to be like, not interested. You can go away. I I was going to say something, but I might not be able to say that on YouTube. So I'm not going to say that. Tatorhead, the vampire. Greenland is just going to act like a zombie. No emotions. They're not falling for it. Um, yeah. So that's what he's going to try, and it's not going to work. Whether he tries something else after that, he has a different plan and he goes straight back to bullying again. We'll see. I mean, he probably will, but let's see. Okay. So that was fun. At first it was hard to put this together, but now I see it. I have to kind of like talk through the cards when I do get them. Like, it doesn't always come out straight away. So if you listen to me on twice the speed, I wouldn't blame you, because when I do have to listen to myself back, I always speed myself up. I'm like, I'm taking too long to talk. Like I said, I wouldn't blame you. I do that for a lot of YouTubers, not because they take too long to talk, but because I just don't have the time. So let's look at something else. So I talked about Tatorhead and Greenland. Oh, the FBI files. Do I want to use this deck or do I want to use the other one? Let me use the other one. This is the I think it's called Bright Tarot, right? Yes, Bright Tarot. It's just the Rider Waite, and it's just saturated basically in color. I didn't actually have just a general Rider Waite real deck, so I decided to get one. So I got this one because I thought it looked really nice. I like the saturated colors. So what we're going to ask about this one is we're going to say, All right. So I want to talk about, oops, the e-files that were stolen from the New York City FBI office in 2023. That's the general subject. What am I going to ask? Ooh, let me do this. I have my yes no oracle. We can see the types of cards I can get with this. Did Barbie, or what do I call her? Blondie, Barbie, Blondie. You know who I'm talking about. Did she have anything to do with these files that were stolen or taken from the FBI office regarding the e-files? Oop. Oh, yes. But stay grounded. Magic is moving in your direction, but keep your feet nestled in the earth. Let your dreams take flight with mindful wings. This to me says yes, but don't start imagining that she was in there doing it herself. You know, I don't. She didn't do it herself, but she had something to do with it. Okay, so it's not like she was going in there dressed like a ninja, uh, with the glasses where you can see in the dark. You know, she didn't do it herself, but she had something to do with it. Okay. Is Blondie Barbie in the Epstein files? Blondie Barbie in the Epstein files? Yes. If you're ready, the doorway is open, but it waits for your brave step. Readiness is the key that turns destiny's lock. So this is saying, yeah. If we'll know when the time is ready. It'll come out when the time is ready. Okay. All right. So what else? What other question do I want to ask about this, so that we can get a little bit more detail? Something that is not yes or no. Hmm. Something that is not yes or no. Every question that comes to mind is like yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. But I want something that will. All right. Let's say in the next. What are we going to find out about? What are we going to find out about these files that were stolen? I believe we're going to find out about them. I want to know, what is it? What will these files that were stolen show us? I'll draw 5 cards and then more if I need to. More if I feel like I want some clarification. Never be afraid to pull more cards, I say. Sometimes, you just need that extra oomph. All right. Heartbreak. Three of swords, sorry. Ace of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Two of Wands, and the World card. So this is interesting because what do we see? We see swords, pentacles, cups, wands. We see a little bit of everything. And then we get a major arcana. So that's quite interesting. We have a 3, an ace, a 3, a 2. And the world card is 21, which if you add up 21, no, yeah, 21, that's a 3. So kind of in a way, we have 3 threes. Threes are Trinity, communication, openness, seeing the big picture, movement, action, and growth. So this is telling us that I think this is pretty big that it ends in the world, because I feel like These specific files that were stolen, they're going to share a lot of information because we have one of each of the, one sword, one pentacle, one cup, one wand. This is going to give us a lot of information about everything. And it's going to, and the kind of the world card overall kind of says that, like, we're going to get a lot of info and it's going to affect everyone. What we learn, there's heartbreak, there's money involved, beginning of coveting money. See how they're holding the pentacle very, very well, right? Very securely in a way, presenting, here's the money, this is how you make money. We're going to have making lots of money. We're going to be hurting a lot of people. We're going to be celebrating with each other. It's going to be like in old boys club. We're going to be hurting a lot of people, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be making a lot of money. We're going to be partying. Look at all our drinks. We're going to be partying together. It's going to be great. And we're going to control the world. He has the globe, right? He has the world in his hand. And he's looking at it. Twos are about yin and yang. They could be about the desirable outcome or a greater obstacle. But they're looking at that opportunity they get from aces. Fire, energy, masculine. We own the world. Those files that were stolen could tell almost the whole narrative of the e-files. They could have all the information that we need to know who is responsible, who has planned this, who is in charge, who collaborated, who took part. This tells us everything. Those files that were stolen tell us everything. And Blondie Barbie knows. She knows that. Where are they now? I don't know. I don't know if the Phantasmagoria cards would really let me know where they are now. But Blondie knows. Blondie knows where they are. I hope they still exist. You know what I mean? Phantasmagoria cards. Let's try something. Let's try something. Who has access to these files? We'll see what comes up. We'll see if that's a fair question. Who has access to these files right now? I get the scientist. The scientist, let's see, what's the scientist talk about? Very interesting. Experiment, unorthodox, insane. Who is experimental, who is unorthodox, and who is insane? That's who has access to these files. I mean, I guess in a way, there's a lot of people that we would put into the category within the administration that is insane, unorthodox. This whole administration is very unorthodox. So that's interesting. Can I have another card that would maybe give me a bit more detail about who has access? Who is the scientist or who has access? Morning. There's 3 women there. Three women in mourning. This guy looks like Rasputin, right? Russia. This Putin. Putin's insane. Maybe he has access to the files. And then what does mourning mean? Mourning for these cards means what? Lament, grief, sorrow. Hmm. Lament, grief, sorrow. Maybe there's just means that there's people who regret what they did, and that's why they took the files, or they also have access, or maybe people that do have access to the files. There are people who didn't, have anything to do with the e-files, but they have access and they've read them, and it's just, they are in mourning. I mean, that could also be true. Just because somebody has access to the file does not mean that they are in it. But, you can't help but feel this way if you read those files. It's very interesting. I think this is really big, actually. These files. That's really big. Huh. We shall see. I wish I was able to do timing better with tarot. I could pull a card just to get a number that would kind of give me an idea of when we'll find out, but it's very hard to say that because the number could mean anything, right? It could mean a certain month, it could mean weeks, it could mean days, it could mean years. So that's why it's very hard to do any sort of timing. I will pull something to see what I get, just to try it out. Like I said, this is practice. Practice, practice, practice. The more practice you do, the the easier it is to understand your intuition and to understand the feelings that you get about what the cards are telling you, because it's not just about understanding the meaning of the cards, it's understanding and trusting the thoughts that you're getting, whether it's from your spirit guides or whatever you believe. Like, there's an intuition that's involved with tarot readings. You can't ignore that, because just because you ask a question, not every time you get the Three of Swords, it doesn't always mean the same thing. It depends on what you're asking. It depends on the cards that are around it. It depends on the energy of the world at the moment. Like, anytime you pull cards, this is what is happening at this moment in time, which is why things change. The cards can change because a week from today, people have free will, things change, but the cards do help to sort of give you that idea of where you're heading. Especially if you're pulling cards for yourself, it's a helpful way to know when you want to change direction. So, when are we going to find out what is in the stolen files? I'm going to pull a card, and I'm going to see what it means. Maybe I'll have to listen to my intuition and see if I get a general feeling of what that number means. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Entertainment purposes only. So that is an 8. This is the 8 of Swords. This is a person who is in distress. This is a person who has been kidnapped, a person who cannot make their own decisions. This is a person who is under control. Are we saying 8 as in 8 months from now? Are we saying August? Are we saying 8 years from now? 8 weeks from now sounds too soon. I wonder what's going to happen in August. All right. Are we going to find out about these these e-files that were stolen from the FBI office in New York in 2023? Are we going to find out what's in these files in August of 2026? Yes, it's meant to be. This is a soul signed moment written in Stardust before you arrived. Everything is aligning as it was always meant to. I hope that's right. All right, we'll see. Put it on your calendars. We'll see if it happens. As of this moment in time, it says August 2026. Could be right, could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. Thank you for joining me. Again, this is all for entertainment purposes only. I tried my best to have my little nicknames. I did well in sometimes and I failed in others, but that's okay. It's going to take me a little practice. All right, thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe. Um, yeah, if you have anything you want me to read on, please put it in the comments or post on the community page. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody watching the video. I appreciate you watching the whole thing. And yeah, love being part of the community. So I'll see you later. Bye.